Thank you very much, Johannes. Happy to be here, happy to be your host for the Edge Computing session. So before we really kick it off with the startup pitches, I would just like to establish a common understanding of the term edge computing. Kevin Brown from Schneider Electric remarked, edge computing is apparently going to be the perfect technology solution, and venture capitalists predict it to be the next multi-billion-dollar market. Yet, nobody actually knows what it is. So where did edge computing come from, and what is it actually? When we look at the history of data and personal tech devices, the first foundation for a computer was laid in 1936 by Alan Turing. Then in the 1970s, the first personal computers became available for households. The smartphone was first launched in 1992 and then connected to the internet in 2000. Since then, our data economy began, and we've been creating massive amounts of data. In the last 10 years, cloud computing really became important for storing the data virtually. And now we produce 1.7 megabyte of data every second, every one of us. So new technologies have been on the rise, such as AI and machine learning, but require higher processing power than cloud computing. And this is why edge computing has been on the rise in multiple industries. So when we compare cloud and edge computing, the key difference is that data is really analyzed, stored, and transitioned on the edge device and then only transferred to the cloud. An edge device can be any device connected to the internet and that is processing data, such as a smartphone, your computer, a sensor, but also a security camera. So it's very flexible. Edge computing has been on the rise as it has multiple advantages. First of all, latency, so delay in processing, is a huge issue of cloud computing. As the data load on the edge is intermittent and small, it's way faster and has lower latency issues. As the control is also decentralized, it requires less cooling and less energy than a mega data center, and is also more affordable to implement. Finally, this makes it also more sustainable, as it doesn't require this large cooling power and overall more flexible. Now, how can you leverage this for your business, and how can you actually use that? Edge computing is going to be the future, and with 175 zettabytes of data in 2022, the market will grow by 2.5 times until 2022. To really understand what the use cases of this are, I at this point want to hand over to our experts, our startups today, that have prepared use cases specifically for you and your industries. And without further ado, we want to kick it off with OpenBack that use the edge for smart push notifications. David, please unmute yourself and share camera.
Okay, I'm unmuted, and you should be able to see me. Hello, everybody. I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my slides? So my name is David Shackleton from OpenBack. OpenBack is a software platform and solution that Android and iOS mobile apps can use to do a much better job of push notifications and communicating to users even when their app is closed. Push notifications have, over the last few years, become what we like to call the primary interface. So every time each of us takes out our smartphone, typically what we deal with first is what push notifications are on the screen. If a mobile app does a bad job of those, we very quickly block them and opt them out. You know, often if we ask in an audience, what do people think of push notifications? Most people find them annoying and use words like hate and upsetting. But they are a key messaging and communication channel for you, for mobile apps to talk to their users. And there's lots of well-proven data that it increases engagement and drive goals like, you know, increased purchasing, engagement, whatever your objectives are. However, coming to that point of why they're annoying, ultimately today, all apps send out push notifications like sending out emails. They're delivered not at a great contextual moment for you as a user, and as such, the click-through rates, so the number of people that engage with notifications, tends to be 3 or 4%, maybe higher for certain use cases, but in and around that number, with very high opt-out rates, especially for apps that do a bad job of it. If you want to see some examples, check out our Twitter feed for we do a ranking of failed notifications. Delivery rates are also very bad for push notifications. Lots of people aren't aware. If somebody hasn't opened your app in over 30 days, the delivery rate is often below 50%. And that's, you know, especially important for mobile apps like e-commerce, where maybe users aren't coming into your app every couple of days like a game. all mobile apps in the world today do what we call conventional push notifications. So this idea of collecting all the data about the user and from the app into the cloud, processing it in the cloud, and then sort of blasting those notifications out like the user, out to the user. What we do, and the underlying architecture and what our patents are around, is actually changing that model. So actually, all of the business logic, the content, the rules, the personalization is all happening on the consumer's device in their pocket, even when the app is closed. And this enables lots of advantages around data privacy, obviously, and we have quite a few customers that use us just for those reasons, but also real-time segmentation of users, so truly personalized content at a personalized moment, using lots of different contextual signals, predicting if somebody's at home or it's a good moment to engage with them. But you can also do new things like take notifications away again, update the content, and you also have much better view of the metrics, not just what you sent from cloud side, but actually what got delivered to that user, and did somebody click it or swipe it away, and then did they go and complete some action just because of that push notification. We think of our platform, the advantages, along three key pillars of reliable delivery metrics, super engaging, helpful, useful content for your users, and then privacy first, and being able to offer these experiences without having to collect lots of the consumers' and users' data, which is particularly relevant for some of our healthcare e-commerce apps, and also apps that children and kids use. The results are not just exceptional in terms of lots more people clicking through and engaging with the notifications. Often our customers don't believe that they'll see such high uplifts as 4 times, but it is what we've seen across customers that allow us to share and aggregate their data. But you also see lots more people staying opted into that channel. Patents issued, we've won various sort of awards along the way, and we have lots of different app categories and verticals, a lot around e-commerce, where improving push notifications is direct, has a direct correlation to increased purchases, increased engagement by those users. We've been working on this problem area very specifically for a couple of years. We all have a background in terms of the founding team, in terms of mobile and sort of online and rapidly scaling global businesses. My details are on the screen. In the end, the way that our experience and how we all use our mobile phones over the next 5 and 10 years around, much more contextual, personalized experiences, the good apps and businesses presenting things relevant to us at the particular moment in time, for that to be possible, all of that compute has to happen on the device. It can't happen from a distant cloud side, and that's ultimately why we've built out this architecture and why we're seeing success in the market. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, David. Yeah, so I have to cut off at this point because we still want to have time for one question. So I would really now like to invite the audience, after this amazing pitch by David, to go on Slido and submit your questions. We're going to have time for one question, so please go ahead, and of course feel free to connect with him afterwards on Vimo to discuss any more open points. So just waiting for some questions to come in. And yeah, in general, this will always be the Slido also for the next startup pitches, so keep it open on your phone, really use it, and yeah, have the availability to really get live answers right now. Okay, there seem to be no questions. David, you did a perfect pitch, so all questions answered. And next up, we will have Trin from Dimitri. They're using the Edge to change the checkout experience. Trin, please unmute yourself and share your camera. Okay, Trin, you can start speaking now. You're unmuted and sharing your screen, so go ahead. Trin, so I'm hearing that you're having technical difficulties hearing you, so maybe reconnect your audio. No, we still can't hear you. Maybe take out the headphones.
Now?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, kick it off.
All right, so you see me, hear me, and then also see my screen now? Perfect, good. Hi everyone, I'm Trinh Le Fiedler, and I'm the CEO and founder of Nometry. I like to share with you our mission and our story of Nometry in order to hope that you will, that I will inspire you how to use the AI technology more efficiently. At Nometry, our mission is really to bring visual intelligence to mobile smartphones and edge devices. For that, we have built expertise in developing innovative innovation to build more compact and lean deep learning models for image recognition applications. And not only that, we also have gathered a lot of experiences in deploying these models into limited environment of edge devices and smartphone. For that, we have gathered a very unique team of AI software and hardware experts, starting with Max and Moritz, my two co-founders, who have more than 7 years of experiences bringing visual AI and intelligence to autonomous cars and medical recognition to recognize cancer. So, but would you ask, like, why would you make the effort to do AI on edge? And we believe that the future of AI will be in the hardware of edge devices. It has started a couple of years ago where the first AI-enabled edge devices has been brought to the market. And it's very clear of the billions of dollars that is being invested currently by Samsung, Apple, Huawei, etc., to make their smartphone and other edge devices more AI-able. And that's the trend that we want to piggyback and drive on. So
I have to jump in quickly. I think you're not sharing your presentation, so at least you cannot see it. So maybe share it just to continue. Thank you very much.
Can you still do it? See now the presentation?
Yeah, now we can see it. Okay. Perfect.
Good. So very simple and very quick short. If you see here on this chart, in the mobile phones that have AI-enabled kind of chipsets will explode in 8 years from now. It will range up into 3 billion of devices. And so our opinion is, if you build AI applications, build it on edge. Why? Let me explain it to you on our first product that we've built in this year. We have built together with a retailer an intelligent shopping assistant that uses the camera in this mobile phone of each shopper in order to see and understand what the shopper is putting into his cart or taking out of his cart, and then charge for him so that to enable him a shopping experiences that is seamless and also contactless. And of course, the benefits here are very manifold. First, it's a super asset-light solution. We use the same technology as Amazon Go, but we do not request our retailers to install tons of cameras or smart cards, but instead they only need to use a holder in order for the shoppers to put their smartphone on it. Also, it's going to be a huge benefit for you to piggyback on the future upgrades of the smartphones. Every $1 billion that Samsung or Apple is putting in to make the devices even more performance and invest in the cameras, you will piggyback on that. And of course, you will have a much better GDPR compliance because all the data never leaves the devices. So the data analysis happening on the device. And of course, since it's using the smartphone of everyone, it's a very personalized experience that you can create because everybody is carrying their smartphone with them everywhere and at any time. So how does our product works? Well, the shopper enters the supermarket, put his mobile phone on a molder, on a mount, on a shopping cart, turns the application on, and there the AI model understands and sees what he's doing in his cart. And at the end of the day, will confirm the invoice, enable him to pay directly on his mobile phone and then walk out seamlessly from the supermarket, not having to stand and wait in front of the cashiers. I'm going to skip quickly the products works or the retailer's view. You can read that in our presentation. And just wrapping up on our presentation. So if you are a stationary retailer, having a supermarket and are looking for a very asset-light and also easy to implement kind of like contactless self-checkout solution, please contact us and try our intelligent shopping assistant. If, on the other hand, you are in another industries and want to build application using visual intelligence, consider to really build it on edge because that's where you're going to take the benefits of future development and also benefit on the very high upgrade of the hardware that is now enabled to run deep learning algorithm on it. contact us, because we have built a huge expertise and know-how on how to build this application very quickly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trin. Sorry, everyone, about the first technical difficulties. Now we have another time for one question to Trin from Lumetri. So please use Slido again to submit your questions. So Trin, the question is, does this work with a shopping basket too?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. I mean, there will be later on more time in Vimo to explore. And with further ado, we're now going to move on to the next startup. We're going to have Ramin from ICA Gateway, and they actually provide the infrastructure for the mobile edge. So we are very excited to hear more. Ramin, please share your screen and unmute yourself.
So I hope everybody see me.
Yes, we can see you. And now please also share your presentation.
Thanks for the opportunity. I will now start with the presentation of the company ICA Gateway. I hope you see the screen now. You see the screen?
Yes, you can kick it off. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. So we want to harness the access to big data in areas of smart city and industrial sector. My name is Ramin Mokhtari. I'm the CEO of ICA Gateway GmbH. I co-founded the company with Professor Gerd Ascheid from University of Aachen. We offer an edge-based SaaS, which is software as a service for outdoor area for many solutions that I want to explain. The solutions that we offer for smart cities, for utilities, industrial, and so, they always face a big trouble with long decision cycles as technology grows very fast and amount of offers on the market are tremendous. There are a lot of financial risks related to that, which cause the issues of complexity of the selection as such, data safety such as GDPR and safety of people data, and the cost of operation over long years. The solution we offer is we deliver and operate a turnkey secure solution that it's ready to use hardware and software, no need for IT experts, and pay-per-use services as easy as you use apps on your smartphone, you can use anywhere in the outdoor area. To do that, we first use the IoT middleware to connect any device via managed edge computers to a cloud or the servers in the server area of the customer. That means instead of sending everything directly to cloud, there's an edge computer with local processing of data. And then we use iStore, very similar to, as you know, from smartphones, to upload apps as customer orders into these end devices and edge computers. That means we can change as customer grows, customers' needs grow, we can also adapt the system to their needs. That means we select the devices, sensors, light controllers and such. We connect them to the edge computer. Then we choose the right application, upload to any edge computer. And then we expand it to existing IoT clouds or the legacy systems of the cities or customers and the players. Revenue model is very easy. We have a one-time price for the hardware and pay-per-use basically what they need for monthly flat rate subscription fees for any service they want to use as they need. Customer success stories in these key segments differ depending which segment they come from. Excuse me. If they are from the energy sector, they mostly, or cities, they like the street light control first to save up to 70% on energy and then keep adding e-charging to the light poles, which is very cost efficient, and all the smart city services. The security area, they like to save 80% the cost of qualified personnel and then keep adding facility management services. Mobility area is huge. We offer data collection for the environmental data such as CO2s and pollution and the like. And we can guide visually impaired people to take public transportation. We collect parking data, we collect traffic data, and we can also offer marketing data in a much more efficient way with edge computers. We have a proven technology. We have references in 14 cities already, and the business is growing very fast, especially after these Corona times. A lot of people recognize the need for digital services. This is just an example of how things work. We started, for example, public parking data And then we added waste sensors, environmental data, and marketing data, hotspots at the same area. This is another example of a city in Germany where they wanted hotspots and light saving in one, and then they wanted to add so-called OD matrices to collect data, traffic data.
So Rami, we will have to
light.
stop at this point because we are over the 4 minutes already, but I think later on there's going to be more time in Vimo to explore. So maybe share your last slide also with the contact details. And yeah, now we will have time for one more question regarding Ramin. So please submit them in Slido again. Okay, no questions so far. Thank you very much, Ramin, again. And now we're going to move on to our last startup, which is going to be Edge Sensor. Rajesh has prepared multiple use cases for multiple industries, so we're very excited to learn more. Rajesh, please unmute yourself and share your screen.
Can you hear me and see my screen?
Yes, we can hear you and see your screen. Please go on full presentation mode and then kick it off.
Okay, I think it's in the presentation mode, right? Yeah. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rajesh Narasimha, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Edge Tensor. We are here to revolutionize AI on the edge by making it affordable and scalable to the mass market. And it's a deep technology that we have built, and we need a great team to execute this. And we have done that with 30 plus people in the company. And the founders of Edge Tensor had a previous venture that was acquired by Apple. And let's go to the problems. So this AI-based solution require large amounts of data, compute, and memory, and power. And cloud AI processing has issues such as latency, reliability, scalability, and huge cost. We solve these issues by performing the processing close to the data source on low power commodity hardware like these on the edge. And the SDK comes with is 100% edge compute and is also GDPR compliant. And it provides 10x improvement in performance, as less memory, power, and finally 6x or more reduction of cost on the edge. So there are a number of applications. As you know, there will be 75 billion or more edge devices by 2025. We are highlighting some of the applications here. One of them is a personalized content management as a service that we have built that uses our AI SDK to make any content management system smarter using just a camera and an edge device, as shown here. And we support multiple camera types and operating systems, and it comes with a dashboard so the user can see all the analytics at the end of the day. Of this content management platform are as follows. We provide a multi-phase tracking, age, gender, and unique visitor, people counting, and dwell and attention time. And the use cases where this can be deployed are digital signage screens and boards, LED displays, kiosks, storefronts, and in-store. And we have been working with a couple of these companies. And I think in particular, I wanted to mention Panasonic because they had evaluated our technology among the 5 competing technologies that they were looking into. And we stood number 1 in the competition. And there we have been working with them on their storefront solutions. The next one is a Smart Health Edge API, and we are helping businesses to open up during the pandemic by providing solutions as temperature sensing, mass detection, and social distancing from existing cameras. So the API can run on these devices as I shown here, and the use cases are it can be deployed at airports, healthcare facilities, supermarkets, public transports, and other places. The last one I wanted to cover is the video intelligence in a box. Our AI-based video intelligence platform supports single and multi-camera streams and scales easily to perform perimeter monitoring of businesses and warehouses. The solution provides 80% reduction in monitoring efforts by eliminating false alarms and significantly, and it reduces the cost by 90% compared to the cloud. And we are a B2B licensing and subscription model. and the cost depends upon the API usage, and also there's a one-time cost for the hardware. Happy to discuss more, and you can reach us at contact@htensor, or here is my email. Thank you, and look forward to discussing more.
Thank you very much, Rajesh. We think that the use cases are very, very exciting. So you also have the first question already. Are you able to connect this data to the online behavior of retail customers?
Yes, we can do that. So all our analytics will be available on the dashboard. Yes.
You also stopped your time, perfect. We have another question for you actually. Are you working only with cameras, or can other sensors be used as well for your edge solution?
Right now we are focused on camera-based AI solutions, but yeah, we can add auxiliary sensors as well, yes.
Thank you very much, Rajesh, for your pitch. And yeah, you can discuss on later in Vimo more questions. And thank you very much for joining in. Going to be handing back over to Johannes for the next part of our agenda. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Carolyn, for guiding us through the first block of today.